following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Tasty Minstrel Games. Gugong from Tasty Minstrel Games is kind of a worker placement action selection kind of game where we're going to be using cards and we're going to be assigning those, they call them the gift cards, assigning those to different areas on the board in order to take certain actions. Now, if you've been following our Facebook page, you know that every time that I've had a chance to play Gugong, I've just thoroughly loved the experience. So let me kind of give you an overview on how the game is played, and then we're going to peek in on Dad and his friends playing it around, and then we're going to tell you what we think. So check it out. The first thing I want to do is go over a little bit of the setup because as you can see, this is a huge board. And I'm going to tell you what each section does, but let's just go through the setup right now. So each player is going to get a board, they're going to get servants, they're going to get boats, they're going to get score trackers, intrigue markers, and their tax collector in their own color, as well as their servant that's going to be going up this track here. So you can see that we have the intrigue markers placed there, we have the tax collectors placed up by the road, we have our scoring tokens down here on 0, and then we have those guys in the palace. Now I also will point out that I have blinged the game out somewhat. You'll notice that here I have actually green glass beads instead of the cardboard ones that come with the game. And if you follow our Facebook page, you saw a comparison between what comes with the game and what I blinged out. You can see just there is what the little cardboard token looked like, and I'll just place it there and you can kind of see in comparison. But these are really cool, and I got a whole bag of them for like $1 at the dollar store. So if you want to bling your game out, that's exactly how you can do it. Now we have an area over here for our decree tiles, and those tiles you can see have a little dot on the back. There is either a 1, 2, or 3. We're going to shuffle these up, and then we're going to place them here. So these are the 1s, so I'll place those there. Here are the 2s, and then I need 2 3s. So you can see there's going to be some that are not going to be used in each game, so that's going to give us some replayability. We have a little black wooden disc. That is going to be our round marker, so we'll put it there on 1. And then we have 3 destiny dice, so we're going to roll those, and then those will be placed up here. Each player is going to get their own deck of gift cards, and that's going to be based on turn order. So this is kind of hard to make out, but this is a fan, and you'll notice that for the first player, only the first fold of the fan is colored in. Now the second player, this is what their deck looks like. Whoops. And you can see it's a little bit more shaded in. Third player. Fourth player, so you can see more shaded. And then finally, if you have 5 players, the fan is completely shaded in. We're also going to start with each of the locations having their own gift cards there. And you can see they're numbered from 1 to 7. So what we will do is we will shuffle these up and we will place those on all the spots on the board. Also up here at the top of the board, we have travel tokens that you can see we've got a couple of stacks of those. So those are going to be shuffled up at the start of the game, and then those are randomly placed on the board. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up, but each of the different sections on the board has an outline, so hopefully you can see that. So starting from top to bottom, we have our travel area. Next we have our Great Wall. We have our Jade. We have Intrigue Track. This is the Palace of Heavenly Purity. We have our Decrees. And then we have our Grand Canal. So now that I've showed you the main board, let's look at each player board. You can tell this is the purple player's board because we have a purple block there, but if you turn it over, you have this colored to kind of help you figure out who is who, but it doesn't really matter. So let's go over what the board has. So whenever we travel, we're going to get these travel tokens. And we're going to place those in those slots there. Now we can discard those, and if we discard 2, we're going to be able to get 1 servant. If we discard 4, we're going to be able to get 2 victory points, and if we discard 6, we're going to be able to get a jade. This area here shows our round overview. We have our area for our servant pool. We have the harbor rewards, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but we're going to be able to get either 4 victory points, and we can do that a few times. You'll notice these notches hold the exact number of servants that we can put there. We can get more gift cards, or once we can get our double servant. And the double servant's pretty nice, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit as well. Here we have our end game scoring, so you'll notice that the more jade you have, the more victory points that you're going to get. And then finally we have our area for our discarded gift cards. One of the great things I love about this board is it tells you exactly what you need to do. So up here where we have our round marker, first round, it tells us we are going to start with 6 servants in our pool. So you'll notice on each player's board we have 6 servants. Next, it's going to tell you what we're going to do during the day, and then how we're going to resolve our dice, and then our nighttime effects. The most important thing that I can tell you in this video, and if you get nothing else out of that, is that in order for you to score any points in this game, your envoy has to get all the way up to the top of the palace. So when you get up here, you're going to score either 5, 7, or 3 points based on how early you got there. So if you're the first player, you're going to go to the 7th spot. If you're the second player, you're going to go to the 5. And if you're the last player in this 3-player game, you're going to get 3 points. Now, there's a difference in the shading on the victory points. If you see the purple background, that means that's end of game scoring. If you see the red background, that means that's immediate scoring. Now, certain things are going to allow you to advance your envoy up this track. And once you get all the way up here to the top, if you take that action again, obviously you can't go any further, you will get 1 victory point. Now that I've told you what the most important part of the game is, let's talk about the other areas here. So if we take the travel action, we can start on any of the spots that we want. And when we go there, we're simply going to place our guy there. We will take this token and we will place it on our board. We're going to be able to do that action, and then we're just going to flip that token over, and then that's when we can spend those at a later time. Now, these don't immediately refill, and any place that we have our traveler or tax collector on, those will not get refilled. But as we move about, you're going to notice that we'll have blank areas, and that's where these stacks are going to come in. So we'll refill those at the start of the turn, as it tells us up here. Next, we have the Great Wall, and when we take that action, we are going to be able to place our guys on the wall. Now, in a 1 or 2 player game, it's going to tell us when we hit this mark, we're going to score the wall. In a 3-player game, once we hit this mark, we'll score as well. Now, during our turn, we could actually be placing more cubes past that. That's why you have those extra spaces there. And when we score it, it's going to tell you what you're going to be able to do. If you have the most, it says max, you're going to get 3 points and immediately, and you're going to be able to move your envoy up 1 on the palace. The next thing you're going to be able to do is you can trade intrigue, and you'll see down here, based on where your intrigue marker is, and you're going to be able to get certain rewards. If you trade 1 intrigue, you're going to get 1 servant. 3 will get you 2 servants. Trading 5 will allow you to change one of the destiny dice, and 7 will allow you to get a jade. Now, there are certain actions that are going to allow you to move up the intrigue track, and whenever you spend that intrigue, you're going to bounce back down. Now, the order is important because that's used for a tiebreaker, and if your token is on top of another, you are winning that tie. But let's just say that the blue player, during the completion of the wall phase, decided to spend 1 intrigue, then they would go back 1 like that. The harbor action is where your boats are going to come in. So when you place a boat, there's a spot marked on there for up to 3 of your servants. And the boat is going to be moving along whenever you take boat actions. And once your boat is full of 3 of your servants, then you can take a port action. Now, when you take that, like I showed you on the board, you're either going to get 4 victory points, you're going to be able to get an extra gift card, or you're going to be able to get your double servant. If you make it all the way down to here, then you just get to choose. But when you do that, you're going to take one of your servants off of there, and whichever one you decide to do, so let's just say I took the 4 victory points, I'm going to put that servant in the notch there. So you'll notice that when I'm taking these, I'm actually losing servants. The other 2 are going to go back into your general supply, and your boat comes back off of the board. Now remember, I talked about this double servant. Now there's really 2 places that this comes into play. The first is on your boat, and you can see there's spots for 3. A double servant will actually take up 2 of those spots. So when you're placing servants, the double counts as 1 as far as placement goes, but as far as eating up spaces, it takes up 2 of the spots. The other place is up here at the Great Wall. So up here at the Great Wall, you'll see when I place a double servant, it's going to eat up 2 of those spots. It still is only considered placing 1 servant, but you can see that that can help get you to where you need to be to score the wall. I also wanted to show you the other side of the board. You'll see that the travel area is laid out a little bit different. The Great Wall, like I had said before, we have spots for 4 and 5 player thresholds, and you'll see it's a little bit longer there. And we have the palace. You'll notice that there's more spots for scoring. And then down here on the Grand Canal, you'll see it's actually split up into 2 different sides. And your boat can go on either side that you want, but it's going to flow just in that area. Over here we have our decree area. So when you go there, you are going to place 1 of your servants in that spot, and then you're going to be able to get whatever bonus that or ability that offers. Now, other players, when they go there, they're going to have to actually spend more servants. But you'll notice you're going to get victory points, and these are over here, the 2s and the 1s in the 2 area. They're going to give you certain ones, and then when you get over here to where the 3-dot ones were, those are going to give you end of game scoring. At the jade area, you can give up 2 servants and you can take 1 jade, and these are never going to be replaced. So once those are gone and those belong to another player, you'll notice that they get more expensive. These will cost you 3, where those only cost you 2. These will cost you 4, and then once all those are gone, you have a number of them that are left, but they're going to cost you 5 servants. I do want to show that these glass beads fit perfectly in the outline of the jade area there as well. So now we're going to step through the various phases of the game. So the first area here, this is the morning. So first thing we're going to do on the start of a turn is we're going to determine who the start player is. And that start player is going to get this token. Now, I didn't mention this before, but when you're the first player to take the intrigue action, you are going to be able to get this little token. This means that you will be start player on the next turn. The next part here says that we need to refill our travel tokens. We need to roll our destiny dice. Anybody that has already placed one of their servants on one of the decrees, we're going to resolve that. And then based on the day that we're on, we're going to all get our servants. Now, like I said, in the first round, you're going to get, or the first day, you're going to get 6 servants. The second, third, and fourth all say you're going to get 4 servants. Next, we have our day phase, and basically this means this is the placing of the gift cards. And I'll talk about how that works in a minute. So during our night phase, we're going to resolve the destiny dice. Now you'll see that we have a 1, 3, and an 8 there. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the cards in our discard pile, and any of the card numbers that match the destiny dice, we're going to get a bonus servant in addition to whatever we got for the day. So let's just say that I had a 1 and a 3 and another 1. I would actually get 3 bonus servants in addition to my 4. So I would start the next round with 7. Now, whoever has the most of the matching ones here, they're going to get 3 victory points, plus they're going to be able to move their envoy up the palace track. And then finally, the last thing that we do in the night phase is all boats are going to move 1 space on the harbor. Now, you remember what I said about that palace track, right? You've got to get your envoy all the way at the top or you're not scoring any points. So now that we've talked about everything that's on the board, let's talk about the gift cards. So you remember you're going to start with a hand of 4 based on which order you are in the player order. You'll notice that we got the numbers up the top here, 2, 4, 5, and 9. And then we have abilities on the bottoms of some of these. And you'll notice that that's going to be bonus actions we're going to be able to take. So what we're going to do on our turn is, barring any special things, just the way these normally work is we have to have a number higher than the card that is already in the spot on the board. So you'll notice that intrigue is only 1, so we just have to place a number that's higher than 1. Here we have a 4, so we'd have to place 5 or higher, and so on. Now, if we had a 9 there, the 1 actually will trump a 9, but that's the only one. So let's just say that I wanted to be first on the intrigue track here, and I can just take this 2 from my hand. I'm actually going to take this 1, and I'm going to replace it. This doesn't mean anything. This is just going to go face down on the discard on my board. I will be able to get this token since I was the first player that goes there, and I will have the first player marker next turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is, if my card has a bonus action, I'm going to be able to do that first. Now, you'll notice that these match the certain areas on the board. This is the Great Wall action. So I can actually go up here and I can execute a Great Wall action if I want, but I'm not going to do that right now. At the bottom here, it's going to tell us what our basic actions are for the area that we're in. So in the intrigue, I can move my intrigue up 1 on the track, and you'll notice I get the first player token. So let's just say that I was red player, so I would just move up to the first spot there. Now, if I want to give up a servant, I can actually move it several more spaces. And you'll notice all these bonus actions on these spaces are going to have you give up various servants in order to take the bonus action. So we're going to go around to all the different areas. We're going to be placing our gift cards until everybody is out of gift cards, and that will end that portion of the round. Dad and his buddies got together recently, and we played this, and we filmed a round. So I think that's going to give you a really good idea of how the game flows and how each of the areas actually work. So check it out. All right, we are getting ready to start day 3. Hey, welcome to day 3. Just like Bob and Doug McKenzie. All right, so Chris, why don't you go ahead and walk us through what we're going to do for the next day.
All right, the first action is to resolve first player. So we have James, who took the silver coin, so he is now the first player. The next thing that we'll do is replace all of the missing tokens on the tax section. And we replace any spot that does not have a horse and rider. Then the next thing that we'll do is re-roll the destiny dice, or the, is that the right term?
Yeah,
destiny
I think they are
dice.
destiny dice. We got a 4, 7, and 9.
Okay. And then we resolve the decree tiles. So we see that yellow, or we'll do, okay, the red, orange, and blue are each going to go up 1. Orange, red, and blue. That puts blue at the top. Finishes the track. Then we'll do the intrigue track.
I do want to point out this is the first game I've played that I did not finish first in that.
That scores immediately, right?
No,
purple.
purple.
Oh,
So
it's
it's the end of
purple.
game.
And then I'm going to go up 2, please.
Yeah, you are blue. Okay.
2.
2. 2, it is 2. I'm sorry. I shorted you.
It only looks like one from here.
It does, yeah.
And then the next thing that we'll do is move our day counter to 3, and we see that on the icon that we each get 4 servants for the round.
We would have got servants based upon the amount of cards we have from the last round.
The
correct?
3 matches, yeah,
so
you get the 3
we got
workers.
3 more workers. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just don't have them.
Ah, that's not a bad
He's
thing.
burned him.
He's got
Burn
3
it.
on the
Burn it.
on the wall. All right, first player is James. So James will kick us off for the day.
All right, thank you. All right, I think we're gonna do some tax collecting here. So I'm gonna take this card, put it on my map, and I will go ahead and spend the 2 workers to do a double move. I think, and this is, I spend that to put a guy on the board, right?
Yes. And it comes from the common supply.
I think I'm going to go here and here.
All right. You want to hand me that first token there real quick?
Yep.
I'll show the camera. You see that? So this indicates that you can place a servant on the wall, and the little curved icon at the bottom here means that it comes from the common supply.
Now I have gone +1 past.
So you have to trade in.
I have to trade in.
You only have to do 2, but you can do 4.
Okay, well I just burned this right here to get 2. And
So you probably want to do 4 to get 2 victory points.
yeah, well,
Oh, you do have another worker, so you could do.
right. I'm thinking if I do, so I flip this, it puts 1 here, right? But then that'll fire off, and then I'm not gonna get anything for that, so that's not a good thing to do.
So technically, you have to resolve the fact that your board is full
right.
before.
We're gonna burn 2,
There you go.
and then
Just for
use that.
clarification, Dad is white because there is no green.
So then I'll gain 1 more worker, and then these 2 are gone. All right, that's my turn.
All right. I'm going to do a boat action. So first I'll go up on the palace track, and then I will burn a servant to place 2. And then with that, I've completed 3 in the harbor. That allows me an additional card.
Here's your card, sir.
Thank you. And I place one of the workers on my board to indicate that I can no longer take any more extra cards.
All right, I am going fishing. So I will spend 1 worker and complete this guy and exchange him.
Okay.
You get your double worker.
Oh, this one of these goes down here. Yep.
Yep.
He comes in. Do I get him immediately?
You get him immediately.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
And your boat comes off
It
because
comes
it's
off.
empty.
Yep. That's the end of my turn.
All right.
That's my boat.
All right. I will take
Oh, the 5 goes down.
a wall action, which will allow me to do a boat action first. So I will spend. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 to put 2 dudes on a boat.
Okay.
And then I will do the wall action, and I will put 1 upon the wall, which will trigger the wall action.
Triggers the wall.
So because we're in a 4-player game, we've hit the 4-player mark. We see who has the most workers on the wall. That would actually be me. So I'm going to get 3 victory points, and I get to move on the track there. Now all my guys come off and go back into my general supply.
And then you can choose to trade in intrigue points, and it starts with you.
I will trade my 1 intrigue for 1 worker.
Okay. And orange and blue also have that option. Technically, I think blue is next to act.
I pass.
Good.
Orange. Okay.
All right, well, let's go ahead. I like the wall. We're gonna go. Is that 7 there? I will go ahead and spend 1 to put 2 on the wall, and I don't get a bonus action, unfortunately. So, next.
All right.
Do you mind if I reverse time just for a
No,
second?
go
here? Instead of spending that extra 1, I'm gonna go ahead and only place
Only place
1.
one.
Place 1 there. However, I will like to burn this token right here, which allows me to put 1 immediately on. Correct?
Yep, from your common supply.
From comments, this right here.
No, from your.
Oh, then I have to wait then.
Yep.
Ah, all right. Then I will do it later.
All right, I will go ahead and place the 6. Yeah, that'll work. No, I guess I'd have to spend my 2. I'm sorry. I will spend a 1. Thank you.
I think that's a better exchange.
Well, kind of, except I wanted the worker that I was going to get for it, but that's all right. All right, well, we'll move 1. Palace of Heavenly Purity.
You gonna do the?
No, I don't have the workers to do it. So I will move up and then do that. And
This looks
I will
like
trade.
a crypt. You know, the guys are laying down.
No kidding.
The crypt in the church.
Congratulations, you made it.
I will trade my 2 used tokens for a worker.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. Go here.
There you go. There you go.
And that moves me up 1. Get a worker. I can place 2 to go up another one.
You can spend 2 servants and go up another 1 and 1 on the intrigue if you want.
Why don't we do that? I'm going to spend the second one. Go up 1 more.
Spend 2.
Or 2 more.
Yep. There you go. And then
All right.
move 1 on the intrigue.
Oops, I'm right there. And then up here.
Yep. Perfect.
All right, let's go here. Oops. Place that 1 with it. 2. I will go up on the intrigue track, and I get first player.
Oh, about time.
Yeah, really.
About time.
And that's all I'll do on that intrigue, and then I get to move my horsey. You know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. I'm going to follow this line.
Yeah,
So
just
I'm going to
one.
jump over this horse. I'm going to take the fork in the road, and I'm going to go all the way around here. And I'm going to jump over that horse, and I'm going to take this token here,
Wow.
which that will allow me to do the basic action twice.
Correct.
For the entire day phase.
Whoops.
No, once.
Once. All right. Good to know.
And it's the gift card action. So it's the action on the card
action on the
versus the
card.
action of the location.
Gotcha. That's good to know. And knowing's half the battle.
That's right. The more you know.
Go, Joe.
Coach.
Just as a reference, we've been making movie and TV references all game.
Well.
That's just kind of the group we are.
Yeah. Do that for that. Kind of want to do that. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna place we're spend big there. We're gonna place
Oh.
a 9. Gonna grab that 4.
James, I hate everything about you.
Oh, God bless you. That makes me feel so good.
You
And
know how
then
many times that's already been said this game?
that I am
Not
gonna.
just about James, but about everybody in the game.
Yeah,
Except me. I've been the one getting screwed over.
I'm gonna burn 3
Oh!
to place 1 here.
No!
No. Oh, and I shall retire now.
That's a victory to me and you, Russ.
That's right.
That's just wrong. Just wrong. All
I'm
right.
sorry, man. I love you.
Uh-huh. I feel it.
Oh, is this only during my turn? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right,
Joe,
I'm going to
go
do
ahead
that
and
now since I have somebody in reserve and place Yar.
Yeah.
You filling up that wall.
Yeah, it's about time. You've built it twice since then.
I've only built it once.
Oh, they did twice.
I thought I was going to build it, but then I went to the bathroom and came back and found out it only got built twice.
That'll learn you.
So when playing this group, apparently you have to hold your pee.
That's right. That's right. Don't leave the table.
All right. Prep for next turn.
There you go.
All right, I get a worker for doing that, and then I'll just go up 1. It's fine. Done.
I think this is probably my best move.
There you go. Wrapping around.
Yeah, wrap it. It gives me a wall action as well. If I'm correct.
Yes, you get a wall action.
Can I do the double?
Yeah.
Yeah, you burn 1 and place 2. Nope, you don't want to burn the double.
Okay.
Burn 1.
Does that count for 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
It takes 2 spots. So
Okay.
burn 1
burn 1. Use
and
the
then
double.
place 2.
Okay.
And
But this
so
counts as 1, right?
Well, it counts as 1 placement, but it takes 2 spots, so you're going to win.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, he only needs to place.
I only need to place.
He only needs to place one, right? Because he can place this as his one.
Because
Right.
he's got the tiebreaker.
Actually, you do have the tie break, so yeah, don't burn the one.
Yeah. So take your one back,
Take that back.
and then just do the basic by you place one because this counts as one, and now you've
Just
got tiebreaker.
burn one here,
No,
right?
Nope,
No,
nope.
no,
You
no,
get to
no.
keep it.
Why do I get to keep that?
Because you're
You're
only doing
just
the main
placing
action.
the
Oh,
one.
got it. Okay.
All right, so we resolve the wall.
He did the exact thing I was afraid he was going to do. He did.
All right, so those go there. You're gonna get 3 points. 1, 2, 3, and then everybody that participated.
I move up one.
Move up one.
So do you want to trade in any intrigue?
I think that would be a good idea.
Do you want 1 or 3?
Let's take. If I spend 3, I get 2 workers, don't I?
Correct.
Let's do that.
All right, and then blue.
No.
No.
Spend 3. Yeah, 3 of those to get 2 workers.
Yeah, but take your double.
Okay.
That's 1, and then another one. There you
Okay.
go.
So it's really 3, right?
Yeah,
Kind of-
3 depending on where you use them.
Replace it.
Yeah,
Here's where it really helps.
and the boats.
And the boats, okay. James, you're looking good for the wall now.
Are you done?
I've done that like 2 turns in a row.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and that means I can exchange a card from either my hand or my discard pile with any card on the board. Correct.
Correct.
Oh, I could have done something else here too, couldn't I?
Oh, I'm sorry. We only did your wall.
Yeah, we
action.
only did the wall.
So you can do
Oh,
a
sorry.
decree
So-
there if you want.
We jumped ahead a little bit.
Yep.
So why don't we do that?
Not gonna change what I'm doing. Just saying.
So if I spend 3 to go here,
Mm-hmm.
Plus the
and
one.
place the 1 there,
Mm-hmm.
then that will
You're 6
give me
points so
into
far.
point. Yeah, 6 points.
Okay.
Wow.
Now
It's not
resuming
a lot.
my
It's
my,
not
a lot.
my
Your turn.
turn in progress. So I replace this 2 with that 3. This 2 is going to go in my discard pile. This allows me to exchange any card from my hand or my discard pile with any card that's on the board. I'm just going to go ahead and
Oh, I haven't seen that.
exchange this card for this card here. And because I did the exchange for my discard pile, it goes back into my discard pile. So now I can travel. I can be like Ricky Nelson. I'm a traveling man. I think I'm going to travel all the way back down here and take this token, which will move me up on the prestige track or intrigue track, whatever the heck it's called. And that will be that.
Well, Jeff, you did my exact move. I'm gonna go ahead and place this 3 here, which will give me 1 worker. This goes to my discard pile. I get 1 worker back into my supply here. And then I'm going to flip over this token, which allows me to do 2 less workers. So then I'm going to spend 1 for his guy being there, the 1 extra that is
Nice.
needed
Nice.
for this cost, and then 1 right there.
Nice.
So
Mm.
That was a good move.
yeah, but you did the exact move both times. I'm like, well, I'll do the wall, and I'll probably do that. Never mind.
One of the things I do want to point out is in the earlier turns, Chris, Jeff, and I both did the river action where we got extra cards. So I think I have 6 cards, and I think both of you guys have 5. Jeff's got 6. Oh, Chris has got 6 too,
I have 6. Yeah.
as well.
Let's do the tax action.
You're out of cards, aren't you?
Let's see.
Oh, we get 3 left.
We do 2. Then I can go here and here.
Nice.
And then I will go ahead and discard a value 7 or greater to get a jade from the common supply. Thank you. And then I'll hold on to that.
Well done.
I'm going to go up here.
Is there a reason you wouldn't want the added value?
Yeah.
And moves up 1.
You got to do your wall action first.
I'm not, I
Well,
don't have enough
if
to
you
do
have
it.
a 1, then you wouldn't be able to wrap a 9, correct?
So then you're going to do this. Are you going to do the single?
So,
Good
Yeah.
point.
Okay. So you
but
could do
that'll
your
that'll
wall
make
action,
a 9 a 1.
or you're saving that for your other
Or
card.
does 9 become a 10?
Well, yeah.
I guess it's all the same.
Okay,
It's
so
all
you're
the
just
same.
doing the
I
single
just
action.
treat them
single
as-
action,
never
yeah.
mind.
Because that'll move up at the end of the round here too.
Why is that?
Because I'm over there.
Oh, that'll be at the beginning of the next round.
Yeah.
So you're done there,
I am done.
homeboy? All right, I'm going to go to the wall. But first, I will do a boat action. And I'm going to do that boat action twice
Nice.
because I have that. So
Motorboating.
I'm actually not going to place any dudes. And because I'm going to do that twice, he's going to move once,
2.
twice, 3 times
Extra
a lady.
person.
I'm going to dock here and get my double worker.
What's up, Doc?
You're out of
And-
cards.
I'm still
Is that
taking my turn, but that's
No.
okay. I am going to get rid of one guy, and I'm going to place 2 workers here.
Which will trigger.
Oh,
but
that'll trigger
is
James will get that though.
That's
So
all right. That's all right.
You
Come on.
You might
come
not
on.
want to do that.
Help a
Not-
brother out.
Not gonna do
You
that.
know, you'd be
on.
set
Not
up for the
gonna-
next time.
I'll
I
just
think,
put
though.
one guy there.
Oh, fine.
I forgot you
Big
moved
Jim.
down on that track.
I was like, yes,
I'm like,
yes,
wait a
yes.
Go there.
Quick glance down
Oh,
there since Chris
dang it.
called my attention.
All right. I'm gonna do that.
Help a brother out, right?
That's right.
Intrigue goes up. And then I will go ahead and just place 1 as to not trigger
Come on, people.
the wall.
It does kind of hurt having 4 cards compared to everybody having 5 or 6. So.
I think I learned that lesson in the first game I played. Having more cards was definitely a valuable asset.
I think I'm going to go here. I won't be able to take that action, but thank you.
I'll help you out. There we go. So do you want to do the wall action?
Get the extra worker.
No.
Oh, no, that's
Yeah,
right.
that was from the last.
That's
Yep.
right. Was
Yeah.
that action. No,
Do you want to do the wall action?
I do not.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Dang it.
I'm pretty sure.
What's up with you guys?
I don't think you have enough workers to do the
No, I can't.
to do a
I can't
decree.
do it. Can't do a
Okay.
decree. I'm pretty wasted. It's kind of an exchange of a card, really.
Right.
Is all it is. It's really hamstrung me, though.
I'll go here,
Wasn't much else I could do.
Yeah.
Everything was high.
and I think I will pay. We got 1 round left. I'm gonna go ahead and pay 2 workers to move up 2 spaces, or is it 3?
2.
2 spaces,
And one
and
one-
1 on the intrigue.
No.
That'd be white.
Is that it?
No. Chris, you should have a last
No,
one.
I burned 1 to get a
jade.
jade.
Ew, we'll see.
Back
It's a Hefe.
Back to me.
Oh.
There's nothing I can do with this card because it's too low. So I can just exchange it for
Just
something.
exchange it. Yep.
So what is it I want? Is
He
the
does have 2
question.
workers though,
What's that?
Yeah, he's got 1 worker.
1 worker.
but it counts as 2,
It
right?
depends on where you
It
put
takes up 2 locations. It counts as 1 worker.
Oh, okay.
it. All right. So what
Yeah,
card do I
same
want?
thing.
Is the question.
Yeah.
Do I want a wall? Do I want that? Nope. I probably want the worker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
I will go here, and that will put me to there.
You're on the
other
3.
side there.
You're actually on the 3.
Oh, the 3, sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You left it
And
for Jeff, though.
before I do that, I go up on the intrigue track 1 there. Thanks, sir.
Oh, I see how it is.
And that is all of the cards. So now we go to the nighttime action.
I have 2.
I have 5.
Holy crap!
I only got 2.
I only have 2 as well.
All right. So I
I
get
have
my
1.
5 workers.
I get 2.
Plus I get 3 points.
So we're looking at the destiny dice there.
3.
I haven't done
So
a
it gets
very,
a
You're already-
worker for
Now you gotta
each
get a point,
die
though,
that
for
you
that,
get.
right?
Point for that.
I haven't done a very good job.
So 3, and you
trying to
move.
capture
You got a point for
those.
that.
Yep.
And now
Now all the
all
ships
boats move, which is only yours, James.
Yay.
Okay.
And then, yep.
All right, so that is the end of return. I think it gave you a really good idea of how the flow feels of the game, because I think we've done everything. I think, took every action on the board. We've screwed everybody over, so that's pretty much par for the course, right?
Yep.
Great game.
Now that you've seen the game in action, let's get to what Dad and his buddies think of Gugong. The first thing I want to do is I want to actually address the negatives of the game, because there really is very few. And really, my one biggest complaint is that on the player cards, these gift cards that we start with, this is very faint. I really wish this would have been very dark in order for me to see exactly which one of the fan parts is actually filled in, because even with my glasses on, I have a hard time seeing that. The other negative I have is, while we have a lot of really cool colors, there's no green. We've got blue, but no green. So you guys know that I will ding any game that does not have green as a player color. So, and that's only because I'm always green. So that is really a very minor thing. And really I'm kind of doing it tongue in cheek. Now let's get to everything I love about the game, because I really do. I love this game. In fact, as of this recording, this is in 2019, I probably like this game and love this game more than any game that I've played so far this year. I talked about how I blinged it out. I wouldn't do that to a game that I just kind of liked. I love this game. I plan on playing this game a lot. That's why I decided to go that extra step and spend a whole $1 in order to get those glass beads. So if this is a game that you love and you see yourself playing it a lot, go to the dollar store and get those. Do you have to have them? No, but you saw in the comparison, these really do look really cool compared to the cardboard tokens. Now, in our playthrough, we were showing the deluxe version that my buddy Chris has. So the game, the deluxe version actually comes with glass beads. They're a little bit smaller and they're a little bit lighter in color, but I really like these dark green ones. I think all of the components are really good. All of the players, the servants and the markers and all that are all nice painted wood. The detail on the little horse guy is pretty cool. Same with our envoy. Our envoy looks, he's got his little hat there. The artwork on the board is gorgeous. Really like that. It's very self-explanatory as well too. You don't really have to guess much as far as what each does. It'll tell you. If you've got the max, you're going to be able to do this. The areas for the gift cards, they're nice and simple. You can look at the rule book if you struggle with any of the iconography. And the rule book itself, I think, is very well laid out. But love this game. Tons of replayability because, one, you don't know what order you're going to be in as far as player order, so you're going to have a different deck of cards. I told you earlier about the decree tokens. You're going to shuffle those up, and those are going to be different each game. If you want, you can mix all of the gift cards up and randomly deal them out once you've gotten very comfortable with how the game flows and everything. Plus, the board is double-sided, so for a 4- and 5-player game, you're going to see that you're going to have more of the slots up here for the envoys, and your Great Wall is going to be a little different as well. You can take a look at that and see how that all looks in our unboxing video, which we also did a comparison with the retail version and the deluxe version. So to get a really closer look at all the components, I advise you to go check that out on our channel. Now, my game group love this game as well. Like I mentioned before, my buddy Chris has the deluxe version. This has hit the table so many times this year. And we all have kind of our own different play groups. And I know each one of those groups, this has hit the table multiple times. So I can't stress enough how much we have really enjoyed playing this game. Right now, I would have to say that this is leading the category for my game of the year at this point. We're not quite to the halfway point of the year, but we're getting close, and this one is definitely up at the top. All right, so that is Gugong. I cannot stress how much I recommend this game. If you don't have it and you like worker placement, and this is a little different take on the worker placement with the cards. That's one of the things I really love about it. I really encourage you to go out and get a copy. Do you need the deluxe version? No. But if you've played this and you really enjoy it, I would highly recommend getting the deluxe version. Or if you don't want to do that, go the route I did. Spend a buck and get your glass beads. You can upgrade even your other tokens as well, probably fairly easily. So that is Gugong. Once again, 2 thumbs way up. Check it out, and we will catch you guys next time. If you would like to support us, you can visit patreon.com/dadvdaughter.
Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.